Oh my gosh. So I am a huge Avatar fan. This is really a dream come true for me. I've been like a fan since it came out. I've watched it like 9 times, so it's crazy. I it was just nuts. So I was animation point on Zuko. The team did a really great job adapting Susanoo's animations to fit. And I don't even know. I don't have words to
It's so
describe.
good. And yep, there we go. We've got Pawn, our loyal driver in game. And Anna, I'll let you take it away as we go through the abilities. Just kind of talk about some of the animation work that you guys put into the skin.
Sure. So Susanoo originally just has one sword. So something that we wanted to do was incorporate two swords for Zuko, since he does use the dual swords. So I actually went in and updated an animation by our friend Jim, who's now on Paladins, and added that second sword and the slash for the in hands. And it's very, very quick, but I believe it's also in his one. He also has it in a bunch of emotes as well. But Austin killed it with the effects for this. It's so cool, especially that ult, which I'm excited for that one too, since we updated the animation there.
There we go. And that fire looks so cool.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, every time I see it, I get so excited.
This is awesome. And I'm just waiting for Pawn to fire this ultimate ability. There we go.
Yeah. So that we tried, especially on the animation team, and I think across the Avatar team in general, we tried to incorporate as much reference as we could from the actual show. So this was the ult is an animation that Zuko does when he fights Azula at the very end, and it was so cool to like frame by frame that animation. I had so much fun.
I'm
sure.
so
And I
impressed
know-
with how much research the art team did. You know, a lot of people on the team were already big fans of the show, but many others who were just learning about it got really well familiarized with the show. Oh, this special emote.
Yes. So Victoria, our animator, did this one. This is his VXG emote. It's 8 directional, so you can just fly around with your fire daggers. Super cool. That one was harder to think of what to do for Zuko, since he doesn't do that in the show. But we figured, he eventually he goes on to be such an experienced firebender. He more than likely learns how to do something like this. It was that was
for
really
sure.
fun to play with.
Yeah, and I know all the emotes are new. Apparently, all the victory and defeat screens are new for all of these skins. All of them have VXGs, and I believe all of them have specific death animations as well. Tons of work went into it. I do want to preface before we head into the voice pack lines that just tons of work that goes into these crossovers, especially for one that's of this magnitude, and tons of different difficulties that we went into working with Nickelodeon here. We weren't able to work with the original voice actors for Zuko and Aang. We were able to work with the original voice actor for Korra. But Nickelodeon was with us every step of the way. They helped us cast actors. They were there directing. So it was really awesome to have great partners in them in order to get these skins finished up and out to you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
I challenge you to an Agni Kai. Firebending in and of itself is not something to fear, but if you don't respect it, it'll chew you up and spit you out like an angry Komodo rhino.
Cool. So that wraps it up for Zuko Susanoo. Anna, is there anything else that you wanted to show off? Because we've got Naga by your side as well. Got the card art. Naga, the trusty polar bear dog. This is super awesome.
I love how our artists were able to adapt to the show's style, and these 2D illustrations, they're card arts. These are brand new illustrations by Hi-Res Studios, and these models, our team working to reference them and making sure they look like the show, and they look straight out of the show. It's amazing.
Yeah, Casey did an amazing job on the characters in the card art, and then Anna, one of our other artists, did an amazing job. Both of them as a team. She did the backgrounds, and there's just so much detail, and it really does feel like they're from the show, which is really cool.
It's already a good joke in the SMITE community that Calder almost feels like a god of his own, but when you see this Naga Calder coming at you, you're definitely going to agree.
And I'll let Anna kind of talk about what went into making sure Naga was able to fit onto this rig, but he's much bigger than Calder.
Yeah, oh my gosh. So Allie was our point on animation for Korra and Naga, and she did such an amazing job. So much went into, especially like the proportions for Naga. If you can see her legs, her front legs are so much bigger because she's a polar bear dog. She's not just a dog. So we had to go through and adjust all of her different animations to make sure that they fit the original Calder animations, as well as she does have some new animations too, which is really fun and exciting. For Korra herself, we actually worked a lot with this water rig that you can see she throws for her in hands, and it kind of, yeah, when she's running around, it appears in her idle, and when she jumps up and down. That was a really, really hard technical challenge for our team. It was a rig in itself, which we had to do a lot of back and forth with our rigging department. Shout outs to Lindsay and Pamela. They were so amazing to work with. And it's just like so much, it's such a silly thing, like a little water rig, but so much hard work went into making it look cool. And I love how Brock used it in the in-hands rather than Scotty throwing her spear like she does. Korra water bends that that water, which is just so cool.
And it's important to note that Korra is an avatar, so Zuko's moves were all fire themed, but specifically for the Korra skin, we specifically wanted to highlight bending of multiple elements throughout her kit. So you see her one projectile is a fire projectile, her basics and her two are water, or her basics and her three, I'm sorry, are water. It's a water pool, and her ultimate is a air swirling rocks tornado. So you get all four elements in the Korra kit.
Yeah, for sure. I have a special request for Pawn after he does the VXG. I'd like to see the death animation for this skin because I heard about it. And
yeah, so that was Korra's. Oh no, there she goes.
Oh,
so
shout outs to
so
Zahir.
Yeah, I know. So again, we tried to take references as much as we can from the show, and not only are we huge Avatar: Last Airbender fans, we're huge Korra fans too. And I love Korra so much. Allie, again, she was point on Korra. She has so much passion and love for this show, and we actually found that specific part from the show is a little bit darker. If you guys know, Zahir is an Airbender that he gets really strong, and he actually like causes Korra to have this kind of mental bending crisis. So her death animation represents that. Is a reference to that time where she kind of lost it all.
The Legend of Korra show is got some very emotional themes to it. I remember watching that. It's scary,
Yeah, definitely. It's funny too because when we were working on Korra, especially, a lot of folks were like, "Oh my gosh, that's so dark." And we're like,
yeah, right.
I mean, it's Korra. Korra's a little bit different than yeah.
Than the first show, yeah.
All right, and as Pawn is jumping around showing off that Team Avatar jump stem, let's take a couple of listens to the voice pack here.
My mission will always be to use Rava's light spirit to guide the world toward peace and balance. Unless you want to be Naga's afternoon snack, you better back off.
That is Korra Scotty for you guys. Again, I'm super excited for this one, but we've got one more, the main attraction.
Again, please look for those little references we peppered in because it's just, we had so much fun doing it. So this turnaround animation
here.
Yeah, this is actually by our animator Victoria. She's using that water rig I talked about. This is kind of one of the first water bending moves that Katara teaches Aang. She kind of took reference from that to put it in there.
This is so good. I cannot wait to see it in game.
Yes.
And all of these characters just have so much depth to them that we can't even show absolutely everything. When you start playing them for real, you'll get to feel it.
Yeah, for sure.
Shoot some more basics, please.
Yeah,
the basics are awesome.
That is one of my favorite things about Aang. I believe it was Sean, and I'm sorry if I got that mixed up on our animation team that did those. But they're honestly one of my favorite basic attack sets in our game. They just feel really fluid and they're fun to fire off. I don't know, I just really like those.
And so Aang fit Merlin well in our mind. We really tried to focus on each of these characters when we were making our decisions around their combat and their magic and their powers, what fits best. So as an avatar, Aang has the mastery over multiple elements, so does Merlin. So here you'll see his arcane stance with the swirling ability, and the pull has been pivoted to air. The fire is fire, and ice is water, and earth is reflected in his passive stim, which can buff his own basic attacks. So you see all 4 elements here, and you see that iconic pose on the stance change. That is such an amazing effects and animation treatment. It's beautiful.
Oh, that's so good.
Definitely.
And then Pon was kind of showing it off earlier, but on the Fire Stance 2, we actually completely changed the models for the dragons.
Yeah,
Right
so...
there to... oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, AJ, that's fine.
You know better about the show than I do in animation, but they are referencing the legendary fire-bending dragons. Essentially, in the Avatar universe, there is a creature that essentially bestowed each bending element to humans, and these are the referencing the fire dragons that helped establish all fire bending in that universe.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, looks like we've seen all the abilities.
Yeah. Sorry, I just want to say, like, John went above and beyond on those dragons. Like, that was something that kind of came in the last minute. And he was like, yeah, I could do it. And they look so cool.
Love this
the
VXG.
iconic air scooters, the VXG.
Yeah.
It's so good. Pon, can you hit us with the recall whenever you get a second?
Yes.
Air
Gotta have the
serving.
glider. Gotta have the glider in there.
Oh, it's perfect. And one more
jump.
special request, the clap emote. I know Anna put in a lot
We
of work
should have
in
looked
with
at
the
the
rest of the
waves and
animation
claps
team.
and stuff for all of these ones.
Oh, no, he doesn't have
Oh
it.
no, doesn't have it.
That's okay.
Slash
Well, he
all
does
emotes,
the.
slash all emotes. You can't all emotes it? You can cheat that now. Does it work on them? Oh well. Oh,
Well,
okay.
that'll just be a fun surprise for you.
Yeah, but yeah, as you guys can see, a ton of work went into all the abilities, all the animations, like we said earlier. All the emotes are done. New victory, defeat screens. Team put in so much work, and we're so excited to have this. Cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a listen to the Aang Merlin voice pack.
Have you ever rode on the hopping llamas? Or surfed on a giant koi fish? What about the hog monkeys? Man, what do you do for fun around here? If you want to be a bender, you have to let go of fear.
That is the voice pack for Aang Merlin. And before we head on to talk about the prestige track, we do want to show off just a couple of the other cosmetics, that a ton of other jump stamps and global emotes.
Abba.
There we go. He is there.
So cute.
He's spinning around, having a good time.
They really show no fear.
And then we've got
And I
the
think
Rava and
the-
Vatu death mark from Korra.
Yes, it's so cool.
They're both gonna need a hospital.
All right, and I think the only other thing we haven't seen is the global emotes.
My cabbage.
My cabbages.
So-
Shout outs
so
to
happy.
the unlucky cabbage vendor. There's apparently going to be some additional audio for that global emote that's still being worked on in dev, but tons of awesome content in this battle pass. Let's get right into
Everything that went into these is really fun.
there we go. And all the models for all these skins just look so clean. So that one's going to come your way as a part of the prestige track. And I know you were saying that,
So beautiful.
and just as a note here, so these prestige track skins are kind of like T2 versions of the base skins in the track. So no new additional effects or anything, but we've updated the models significantly.
Yeah, and this is Korra's like later in the show look, where she goes through that crisis I was talking about with Zahir, and then cuts her hair off. And...
How strong and powerful he looks. Oh, it's so good.
Definitely.
Here we go.
Here he is. So
And
a
as you
cool
can
thing about this skin. I'm sorry, Isaiah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Anna.
Oh, I was gonna mention that scar on his back. because that's, you know, he gets hit with the lightning for the first time, and kind of like Korra, it knocks him out of commission. So John went in there, our modeler, and put that scar on his back. And also, you really, I don't know if you'll ever get to see it, but it is on his foot as well. We did pay close enough attention.
Yeah,
But
super
it's
awesome.
there.
All the attention to detail, that scar. When I first saw it, I was like, no, he's got the scar from his run-in with Azula. It's crazy.
Definitely.
This world is in trouble.
We can't let this happen. They need our help.